reporting on the games you love by people who love to game. The MMO Reporter Network. If you watched our video on Ship of Heroes in anticipation of their Kickstarter, I've got some very bad news. Their Kickstarter has shut down after 4 days, I believe it was, maybe 5. So it was canceled due to a lack of success after the first day. They had a big first day, and if you go to the Kickstarter page, you can check out a post there explaining why they decided to shut it down. So they canceled. They had a great first day. I think they had a $400,000 goal. They got to 30-something thousand in the first day, which is pretty good. But after that first day, they really had almost nothing as far as backers go for the next few days. So obviously, all those people who are waiting made that commitment to the Kickstarter, and then there wasn't much more forthcoming. Apparently, the game will continue to be made. They'll find some other funding, and they're going to accelerate release for a soft launch in late 2018. Bill, your thoughts?
Well, I mean, first and foremost, it seems remarkably lame to not even to not have a strategy in place to kind of push your Kickstarter past day 3. If things aren't looking good at day 3, you just shut her down. That feels weak to me. Now, that said, if they're comfortable with the process of moving forward and doing, like you said, the soft launch, releasing a base game that you're going to layer features onto and monetizing that way as you put on new content, and maybe charge for an expansion that would have been free if your Kickstarter had been successful or something like that. That's a plan. I don't know. The optics of it are ugly. Like, if you're close and following Ship of Heroes to get the Kickstarter going and then just immediately abandoned, it has such a terrible taste to it. And I know they've explained it, and I know they have their plans, and I believe they actually do have a legitimate plan. I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt there that they can take this game to completion and get it out and kind of realize their vision, and that's good. But man, I just feel like there should have been a plan B to at least try to ride the Kickstarter out. At least go for 2 or 3 weeks, like do an extra push, do an extra, like, to hit some more media outlets like MMO Reporter, or come back and do some more to try to make that Kickstarter work. I don't know. Yeah. Maybe this is a lesson that somebody else takes away and says, hey, if we're going to do a Kickstarter for a game, we're going to ask for almost $500,000. Yeah, let's have a plan B that we put into effect if things aren't looking good at day 3.
Yeah, or go with less than you need as your goal, and have some great stretch goals to push people who are, on the fence once you do get funded. Right. Or look for alternate funding after you get the Kickstarter made, if you're already looking for other funding, right? It's really sad. I will say this, having run a Kickstarter before for one of our PAX trips, there are a ton of tools that are basically automated statistical analysis that break it down to the hour, that say if you are doing this much per hour, this much per day, the likelihood of success for your Kickstarter. And it shows the amount of times that it's been correct too, right? And so, it will tell you, in these sorts of situations, 98% of the Kickstarters fail. When we have made this prediction, we've been right 99% of the time. And so it's really quite mathematical the way Kickstarters work nowadays. You're not going to have success if you don't have continued success. If you don't have that continued momentum, doesn't tend to happen on the 20th day of the Kickstarter where you go from having this minuscule, compared to their goal, 30-something thousand is pretty minuscule, amount of funding, to all of a sudden on the 20th day, boom, something happens, and wow, you're now funded. So... Yeah.
And maybe I'm too optimistic about last-minute comebacks and that kind of thing, but
maybe. And here's the thing: I do think this game needs to be made. I think that if they come back and do another Kickstarter later on, I don't think people should shy away because of this particular experience. I do think that there's enough quality there. I worry a little bit about the business model. But we had a few comments, and it was about 50-50 on the last show when we talked about this, where about half the people were saying, yeah, you know what, it's not, history does not show success with indie subscriber-based games, and the other half saying, I love subscriptions, I think I am glad they're doing this. It weeds out the free-to-play players, which are always annoying. So... I want people to check this game out. I think it's worthwhile. Okay. Thanks for watching the video, everybody. Don't forget to check out all the other podcasts at MMOReporter.com or by clicking on any of the links here. And please check out our Patreon campaign at patreon.com/MMOReporter. Thanks, everyone, and see you in game.